if ever there was a chance, this is probably it. We know that Affies are without 10 of their top players because of injuries.
So the derby against Affies was good for me because I hadn't been back for 11 years on a personal note, and I had some really good success against Affies as a head coach before I left. People say I beat Affies because Mr. Anthony came back or Paul came. It's absolute garbage. There's an entire school behind it. There's an entire crew of staff members who have been working with these kids since under 14. There's the boys sitting in the grandstands who are supporting them. And then there's the element of luck. You're not the messiah of boys on rugby. That's bizarre. I felt good. I felt quite comfortable with the guys. I knew we had a good 9 and 10. And I felt our front row was strong enough to hold them. So I thought we can really do something here today.
So this game is as big as it gets. For those 10 guys who have come and been drafted following the injuries, this is probably their moment of glory.
I watched 1 or 2 of the Affies games. I realized that they were very powerful in the maul. And Jackie coached that one. They're great forwards. So when we went down to the practice 2 weeks before, I said to my 10, Crossy, and my 9, Jaden, I said, look guys, we're going to kick, but we're not going to kick out. And they said, Cross was our head boy, and he said, sir, no one's ever told me not to kick out. I said, we're not going to kick out. And they will work very hard in our chase line. And we worked hard. We worked hard on that for 2 weeks, kicking long or kicking contestables and putting in a proper chase line. And I felt that if we could annul their maul, we would take a lot away from them, and then obviously to close them down very early because they're very good with ball in hand. They're powerful guys. Having said all that, the energy for that game speaks of itself. The boys really want to do well, and Affies really gave them some good hidings in the past. And in fairness, when I coached with Yanni Biloff, we lost by 69 points. That record was only surpassed a few years back, so Yanni and myself, we had that weight in our shoulders for many years.
There's Boita playing himself at the 9th berth, looping around, beautiful. There are options to his left. Mala on the inside with a 5-pointer for
the game itself. They were totally dominant in the initial phases. For me, the turning point was when Affies were up 14-0 and they carried the ball under our post. We missed the tackle, they went straight through, and under the posts, they just set up a ruck literally 5 meters out. It would have been one pass and they were in, and I think their captain went over the top and the ref penalized them and then still yellow carded him. Now for me, that was the turning point.
Well done to Ansias, the linesman over there, for spotting that, because the injustice could quite easily have been that Pretoria would have conceded another 7 points.
Right after that, we get a magic try from Phoenix, and we're suddenly 14-7 at half time. Now, I'm going to tell you this because JD Minnie, who is our lock, he's a basketball player, will back me up on this. I called him aside and I said to him, JD, look, you need to go win this kickoff. You need to score early, and we've got a chance if you can do this. Now, if you watch that game again, from the kickoff, he actually wins the ball. He runs infield and he takes it beautifully, and we get a penalty from there. And from there, we kicked it 5 out.
What a take there!
They've come out to play of Pretoria.
I had something that I'd worked out with, I think it was with Jesse and then when they were at the Bulls. We played in the Young Guns final. We were playing in Marty's, and it was pouring with rain. So I said to the guys, look, we'll kick the ball, we'll pretend that we're going to kick it out when we're 5 meters from the goal line, but you just chip it to the prop. And he scores, and we had practiced that. We'd actually practiced it for Cares. We never used it. We practiced for Marisburg College, they never used it. So it was quite an interesting thing because we got the penalty from JD's take. We kicked it out and they did the move and they actually scored. Reynard scored. So after the game, I said to Justin Cross, because he was the captain of the fly, I said, Justin, tell me guys, who called the move? And Justin said, sir, because the move was called kick it in the stands. He said, so I was standing there thinking, do I scrum? Do I kick for points or do I take the line out? When Reynard walked behind me, the prop, and he said, Jazza, kick it in the stands.
Oh, no! He kicks it straight to Reynard now! It's a try! Unbelievable!
You know, it's a once in a lifetime, because it's not going to happen again. You know, Yaka will be watching, they'll probably do it against us. Just to get us back.
Cross. He kicks the ball out. That is it.
And what a thumping it was. 38-21 for the most part is a resounding victory for Pretoria boys against Affies.
I don't think I've ever seen a stand clear as quickly. Unbelievable. The entire school engulfing their first team. The guys being hoisted on shoulders, and they deserve it.
Paul Anthony, Director of Rugby at Pretoria Boys High School, and you've been watching School Sport Live.